Now and Ben, the modern inventions of Benjamin Franklin by Jean Beretta. That's a play on words. Instead of saying now and then, it's now and Ben. There's a picture of his family. Now and then, we think about Ben, Dr. Benjamin Franklin, to be precise. And we think about his many inventions he originated more than 200 years ago. It was as if Ben could see into the future. Almost everything he created is still around today. You're going to see some of these in the book. Or hear about them described. Now, our newspapers are filled with illustrations. Ben was the first to print a political cartoon in America. The cartoon encouraged the American colonies to join together or die like a disconnected snake. Now, bifocals are very common. Bifocals combine two sets of lenses into one pair of glasses. The bottom lens helps see near, and the top lens helps you see far. Ben originally designed bifocals for himself. He grew tired of switching between two different pairs of glasses. Now, our world relies on electricity. In the 18th century, many people still believed that lightning was an act of anger and punishment from God. Ben, you've probably heard this story before, was one of the scientists who discovered the true nature of electricity and how to use it. He learned that lightning is electricity when he attached a small metal wire to the top of a kite and gathered electricity from a storm cloud. Now, many buildings and homes use lightning rods to protect against lightning strikes. Ben invented the lightning rod and was the first to use it. The pointed iron rod acts like a magnet and grabs an approaching lightning bolt from the sky before it can strike the rooftop. The electricity then travels safely down a long wire to the ground. It prevents fires and keeps dangerous amounts of electricity away from the house. Now, this gadget goes by many names, such as the grabber. Everyone has seen one. It's the long stick that helps grab items from out of reach places. Ben invented the original device called the long arm because it worked like a very long arm. Now, swimmers and divers use flippers to move faster through the water. Ben invented things even when he was a boy. He was an avid swimmer and built wooden flippers for both his hands and his feet. Now, ships travel the Gulf Stream to take advantage of the faster current. Ben measured and charted and publicized the Gulf Stream during his 8 voyages across the ocean, Atlantic Ocean. And you know what? In the Bible, in Psalms, Psalms or Proverbs 8:8, it talks about the paths of the sea. So God documented a long time before Ben Franklin. Now we understand and accept the benefits of vitamin C. Ben was an early promoter of eating citrus fruits to help prevent a disease called scurvy that a lot of the pirates were getting. Now for a musical interlude. Ben invented the glass harmonica. He was able to create music by simply touching his wet fingers to a row of spinning glass bowls. Mozart and Beethoven were so moved by the sounds that they composed for this instrument. Pretty cool. Today, glass harmonicas are very rare. You are more likely to find one in a museum than in a music store. Now, our fireplaces are very efficient and easy to use. Ben improved on the primitive fireplace when he designed the Pennsylvania fireplace, later renamed the Franklin stove. He built it with iron to contain the heat from a fire long after the logs were burned. It also sat away from the wall to heat the room more evenly. The smoke ventilation was not perfect, but later inventions improved it. Before Ben's fireplace, indoor smoke could be suffocating. Now, chairs come in all shapes and sizes. Ben designed 2 chairs that are still very useful. The writing chair combined a desk and chair in one, kind of like these over here, right? Okay. And the library chair was a combination chair and stepladder. That's pretty handy. Now everyone has seen a rocking chair, but not many, have seen Dr. Franklin's rocking chair. This one has a fan on top of it, so when you rock, it cools you off. And this one actually churned butter when you rocked. Now, every year we observe daylight saving time, which means we set our clocks ahead 1 hour in the springtime. As a result, it stays darker longer in the morning when most people are sleeping and stays light longer at the end of the day so we can save more energy. In the fall, we return the clocks to standard time. Ben suggested this idea in one of his essays as a way to save money by burning fewer candles. Farmers could also gain more work time. In the evening, daylight saving time was not officially practiced until World War I, more than 100 years later. And it used to be that 90% of the people were farmers, and now it's only like 2%. So I don't know if we're always going to keep that. As for clocks, Ben designed the first clock with a second hand. Now, every automobile has an odometer that keeps track of your mileage. So every mile you go, this turns over. It travels it keeps track of the distance, so it measures the distance, the odometer. Ben invented the odometer when he was Postmaster General so he could measure his postal routes. Now, almost every large community includes a library, a hospital, a post office, a fire department, and a sanitation department. Ben lived in a city that had none of these establishments. So he helped organize the first of each. Now and then, we owe thanks to Ben for his important inventions. That most would agree that his greatest accomplishment came in the form of a documents that shaped the world. Ben had a pivotal role in developing America's Constitution, the Treaty Alliance with France, the Treaty of Peace with England, and the Declaration of Independence. It's remarkable that one man could achieve so much in a lifetime. He has certainly helped to form the modern world. Will his contributions help to form the future? I'm sure they'll keep improving them and changing them. Here's a little timeline, those fins. I used to tell my kids, if you're ever in a trivia game and they say who invented and then said something, and if you don't know, just say Ben Franklin. You're more likely to get that right. And we're thankful that he helped with the Declaration of Independence, which helped us in 1776 gain our independence from England. And we celebrate that every 4th of July.